Hey people, what's going on? So yeah, I'm coming back at you again on Sunday the 14th of January. Folks who have been with me know that I am like this. I'm not consistent. Sometimes I'll feel like making a video every day, and then sometimes I won't. I am aware that there are those of you who enjoy seeing a video from me every day, but I can't make a video every day just for that reason, and I need to make it when I want to. Don't all of you operate the same way, that you work better when you're able to do things as you see when you want to do them? It's not always best to do things only when we want to, but it's nice, okay? So I want to take a moment to shine a light on a record that I'm on. I'm only on one track, but this album has been lost, and it wasn't made that long ago. And I want to shine some light on it. I think some of you folks, if you actually go and listen to this record or buy it, are going to be surprised at how good this is. I live in Omaha, Nebraska, and one of the success stories out of Nebraska in the last 20 years is Saddle Creek Records, which based its success primarily on the sales of Conor Oberst's Bright Eyes records. Cursive and the Faint also come in there. But one of the other early signings of the label was the band Sun Ambulance. I'm holding what I consider their best album, Someone Else's Deja Vu. I think this came out in 2007. The guy on the front behind the conch shell is Joe Knapp. He was an original member of Bright Eyes along with Conor. No disrespect to anyone else on Saddle Creek Records, but in my honest opinion, it has nothing to do with me being on the record. You can barely hear me on there. This is the best record on that label, and nobody buys it. Nobody listens to it. This is very, very ambitious. It goes from Brasilia, it takes in Tropicalia, psychedelia, Bob Dylan folk stylings, and then just originality. I love the cover, and I was part of deciding to use this artwork. Trellis Gardens and Jeff Custer did the artwork. But they honored me by basing it on my favorite color, orange. Yeah, that was for me. Thank you guys. Yeah, all this was for me. Thank you. You get the artwork on the inside with all the lyrics, and they even did an homage on the label to, you see what they're doing here? Similar to CBS UK, the old orange UK CBS label. Sun Ambulance is back. We rehearsed yesterday. We took almost all of 2017 and off, and the band plans to be active this year, so we just rehearsed yesterday, and we have some shows coming up. But this is a very, very good album, musically and lyrically. Find out about this album. I mean, I'm serious. This is an overlooked album. You can probably find it discounted because it didn't sell. We toured the US 2 different times and Europe once trying to sell this album. It was a learning experience because, you know, Joe's a real artist. You know, he had a breakdown on tour in Europe. We got through it. It was quite an experience. So I want to shine a light on that. You know, listen to it. You know, the whole experience of music and art is subjective. A lot of people don't. No, I will say it like this. A lot of people experience everything through a filter. There are a lot of times when people will think something is great merely because they have some sort of association with it, or they know the person. And this is really true when it comes to music. There's a lot of music that people think is great just because they know the people, but if they would stand back and be more objective, it's like, well, this isn't very good. And I'm saying that because there's a lot of music that gets a lot of traction, makes a lot of money, and has gotten a lot of attention because they were able to get people's attention, and something was said that put it into people's minds that this is what they're supposed to hear. I know this. I understand psychology. It doesn't mean that that music is worth knowing. It's not a diss to the people who do like it. I'm bringing it up because I'm just trying to say this is objectively very good, warts and all. Sun Ambulance. Find out about this album. Someone else's deja vu. Last night I did a little bit of listening after band. I had 2 band practices yesterday. One with Sun Ambulance, and then one with RAF. RAF is undertaking the recording of the album. This has taken us years to get done. It's a saga, but it's happening. But I listened to some old hip hop, and one of my favorite old hip hop bands is Mantronics. This is a 12-inch single. Who Is It? I like his vocal flow, but I also like the beats and the electronic music that they use for these tracks. I still like Mantronics, even though it sounds dated. It does sound dated. This is an odd album. Bicio Feo, Dave Wayne, who is in the vinyl community and makes videos, also a drummer from New Mexico, Santa Fe area. Let me know that it's his friend. This is the band Low Flying Aircraft. Kind of an unusual album. The guy in the middle on drums, turns out it's a friend of Dave's. He let me know because I posted this online. I didn't know. Chris Cole, John Coltrane 68, turned me onto this album. Of interest it was originally because Keith Tippett and David Cross, who was in King Crimson, are on the album. That's Keith Tippett there on piano, who has a long history with English jazz and Canterbury music. And this has fusion, prog, and then areas of music that are just really kind of indescribable. I love records like this. It's because I love a record. Frankly, it's the kiss of death when you make a record so varied that marketers don't know how to market it. I love that because that means that the music is just what it is. It's pure. It's not, people aren't calculating, you know. I know that that's a necessary part of life, that, you know, you have to go to market and make a living and stuff. But the way that we calculate things, and the way that psychology is understood now, and the way things are manipulated to make people think and do certain things, I hate that because I'm aware of it. And the majority of people who are being manipulated have no idea. So I always bring it up, okay? I love stuff like this where you're not being manipulated. You're free to respond to it the way you want to. Played this because someone showed it. This is a classic album. In some ways, the beginnings, like they say that about a lot of records. Blue Cheers being the heavy metal, Black Sabbath. This was one of the first heavy rock albums. Deep Purple and rock, Child in Time, Speed King, the way the album starts. Richie Blackmore on guitar. Do you folks know what I'm talking about? Do you know your rock history? Okay, all right. Somebody cackled online because we are children. Well, you got to have the English one with the extended intro. Well, I've had this album since it came out. I know about that one. I don't need it because heard it, done with it. Yesterday was David Allen's birthday. He would have been 80 had he been living. The guy who started Gong, Soft Machine, was in Morocco with William Burroughs and Allen Ginsberg back when all that was happening at the end of the 50s. Yes, I finally got to meet David and the band, see them in 1996. Autographed, met them. Gilly, spent the whole afternoon with them before the show. I knew that these guys were my people. I did not have a false sense of who David Allen was and took him off of a pedestal a long time ago. We recognized each other as human being brothers. That was really important for me to be able to do that, to make that connection. There's other musicians who I've always felt a strong connection to that I'd love to meet. Peter Gabriel is one. Sakamoto was another. But it's beside the point now. Meeting David Allen was really significant to me. I'm looking to see what else I have down here that I didn't show. Here's one I haven't shown that I played recently. Mick Karn, who died many years ago, was the very unique bass player for the band Japan. Played fretless. I think he taught himself and came up with his own unique style, not far from the territory that Jaco Pastorius was in. Yeah, Mick Karn was that good, but he wasn't a jazz player, although he ended up playing jazzy kind of stuff before he died. This is an interesting album. Mostly instrumental. Kind of impressionistic, I would say the music is. It's like a painting, you know. It's like you're listening to it, piecing together what it means to you. Mick Karn. Okay. Much love and respect to everyone who participates in the vinyl community. I see there's a thread going. I just don't really want to participate, but I do consider myself still a part of the vinyl community, and I love you all, and keep the vinyl spinning.